Hi, I'm Ava Michelle.
I'm Griffin Gluck.
I'm Angelica Washington.
And I'm Luke Eisner. We're the cast of Tall Girl 2.
And we are going to recap everything that happened in the first film.
It's been a few years since you last saw us, so we don't want you to be unprepared.
Buckle up, let's do it.
Would you maybe wanna...
So, we meet my character Jody in high school. Jody is tall. She's 6'1.5" inches tall. It has been her main identifying characteristic since she was a child, and she's really insecure about it.
Fitting in has never been that easy. And there's the jokes. How's the weather up
there?
How's the weather up there?
Luckily, she's got a confident best friend, Frida, who always has her back and just wants Jody to accept herself for who she is.
She has another friend, Dunkelman, who has known Jody since she was a little girl, but is now firmly in love with her.
But he doesn't check the boxes on Jody's perfect boyfriend checklist. Perhaps most importantly, Dunkelman is shorter than Jody.
And he also carries his books in a milk crate. More on that later.
I made you a smoothie.
Then Stig, a foreign exchange student from Sweden, waltzes into Jody's classroom and casually solves a problem on the blackboard.
Jody is wowed by Stig, and he's really tall.
And good looking.
And all the girls want him, especially Jody.
He's perfect, yeah.
Immediately, one of Jody's original tormentors, Kimmy, swoops in with a quick line of Swedish to woo Stig.
Och Amerika gillar dig väldigt mycket.
Oh, pratar du svenska?
Then, Dunkelman learns that his worst nightmares come true. Stig is staying with his family while he's in the US, and now he's got a bunk with his competition.
Surprise!
What's worse is Stig really just wants to be friends with Dunkelman and gives him the adorable nickname Dunkers.
Good morning, Donkers!
Back at home, Jody turns to her beauty pageant winning little big sister Harper for dating advice.
Harper advises Jody to walk away, because an attractive exchange student like Stig will have all the girls circling him, which proves to be prescient when Kimmy wins a cafeteria battle of wills between the other girls at school and she and Stig become inseparable.
And we have a winner!
This is all way too much for Jody, so she decides it's time to win over Stig. So Harper and her mom decide the best course of action is to give Jody a full makeover to the dressing room.
Now this is me.
Jody, who is now ready to dress to impress, plans to win over Stig the next day at school when she gets an unexpected phone call.
My name's Stig. I'm the new exchange student in your school.
He's calling to ask Jody to the homecoming dance.
But it's too good to be true. It's actually a prank call from Kimmy and her partner in crime, Schnipper, hitting home that
you're the tall girl. You'll never be the pretty girl.
Jody then spends the day hiding out and avoiding Kimmy. Frida finds her in the bathroom and gives her a very impassioned speech.
You're gonna stand up and say, "This is me. I love all 73 inches of myself, and there's nothing you can do that will change that."
But instead, she flushed out the bathroom.
So Jody slips out of the bathroom only to see Kimmy, of course, so she takes refuge in a piano rehearsal space.
And of course, who happens to be there mangling Beethoven? It's Stig. And after some practical piano advice, awkward conversation, and hand touching, Stig admits to Jody that he's obsessed with musicals.
Guys and Dolls is my favorite musical.
Me too.
She sits down to play a tune while they sing a duet and stare into each other's eyes. The chemistry is palpable.
But this meet cute gets rudely interrupted by Kimmy. After Stig leaves for class, Kimmy tells Jody she needs to back off.
Stig and I will be homecoming king and queen.
I don't doubt it.
Stop agreeing with everything I'm saying.
Okay.
After this, Jody is alone in her room feeling bad when the phone rings.
The voice says it's Stig, but Jody, not wanting to be burned twice, goes on a rant. But it actually is Stig.
Maybe you wanted to come over tonight and watch a musical with me.
Jody's immediately dressed and out the door. When she arrives at Dunkelman's house, Dunkelman is pleasantly surprised to see her, and even more surprised when he finds out that she's there to watch a musical with Stig.
Bye, Don.
Stig accompanies Jody home, where the conversation shifts uncomfortably to Stig's relationship with Kimmy. But when Stig starts to list all the positive things about Jody, she kisses him.
And then she apologizes for kissing him, but Stig isn't sorry and then kisses her back. I mean, it's a nice moment until Jody gets home and admits to her sister Harper that she kissed a boy who has a girlfriend. And then Harper tells her,
You can't undo it. Girlfriend or not, you've got a shot at this. You are forging ahead. You are in the game.
Back in the bunk beds at Dunkelman's house, Stig confesses everything to Dunkers, who provides Stig with some very self-serving advice to cut it off with Jody and focus on his relationship with Kimmy.
At school, Stig arrives at the cafeteria and gives Jody the cold shoulder. And what's worse, he invites Dunkers to join him at the popular table. Dunkelman catches the eye of another girl, Liz, and they bond over a cookie.
Jody walks home with Dunkelman, where she and Stig have a heart-to-heart. They decide just to be friends and seal the deal with the higher five.
Jody meets up with Farida when suddenly she's blindsided by Kimmy.
We need to talk.
Kimmy tells her that Schnipper digs her new look and invites her to join everyone on a date to an escape room.
At the escape room, Dunkelman offers up his house for a get-together, and all three couples get cozy and start making out. But Jody and Stieg keep making eye contact with each other, and Jody decides to leave.
Well, if you're gonna go, go.
I'm trying!
Stieg leaves a note for Jody at school to meet her at the piano, where he tells Jody that he wants to break up with Kimmy.
If it means I can be with you.
Jody invites Stieg to come to her sister's beauty pageant, and he accepts.
At the pageant, Harper shows off her blindfold knife throwing skills and takes on the crown.
In your face, Miss Teen Shreveport!
But Stieg is a no-show.
Jody heads to Dunkelman's party to discover that Stieg cares more about being popular than being with Jody.
You're not breaking up with Kimmy. You never were.
The next morning, Dunkelman surprises Jody in her bed with his black eye and a gift.
High heels.
Dunkelman paints a funny but thoughtful picture for Jody about why she should keep them, even if she doesn't feel comfortable wearing them right now.
After Dunkelman leaves, Jody gets a surprising video text from Liz that explains what happened at the party. It shows Stieg bragging to the group that he was all in Jody's head when Dunkelman calls him out.
She is so much cooler than all you guys combined.
Then Schnipper makes a joke and Dunkelman attacks him and then gets punched in the face. Hence the black eye, and Jody takes the heels and is out the door.
Cue that montage.
At the dance, Harper announces the homecoming king and queen, and to no one's surprise, it's Stieg and Kimmy. During the dance, Stieg finally breaks it off with Kimmy
I can't do this anymore.
and sheds his crown.
And at that moment, who walks in? Jody, dressed to the nines in those magnificent high heels. She struts straight through the auditorium and heads to the stage for a speech.
Jody is able to speak from the heart and can finally accept herself for who she is.
So go ahead and keep making fun of me, keep asking me how's the weather up there, because the weather up here, it's pretty great.
Jody heads out of the auditorium with her whole class cheering her on. Stieg runs after her to compliment her on her speech and to apologize.
Is there any chance that we can start over?
She would love to start over.
But just not with you.
Cut to Jody approaching Dunkelman sitting outside his house. Jody wants to know why he didn't tell her about the origin of the black eye.
Sparks fly, Jody revises her perfect boyfriend checklist. Perhaps Dunkelman might check off more than enough boxes.
And remember that milk crate? Dunkelman uses it to set up the perfect kiss.
And that right there is everything that happened in Tall Girl.
What will happen next with Jody and Dunkelman?
Well, you can find out when Tall Girl 2 comes to Netflix on February 11th.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the Netflix Film Club channel to get our latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.